force.
Hey guys, this is Seismicgear, and I'm doing a throwback to my old style of commentary where I kind of just talk about the weapon I'm using, the map, the specialist, and everything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the weapon I'm using. I'm using the Kuda with Quickdraw, Elo, and Suppress, and I'm going to explain why I'm using that weapon right now. So I'm using Quickdraw on this map, or just in general I use Quickdraw, because it has a faster ADS time, and that ADS time can get you 1 or 2 more bullets off in a trade, and so that way you can win the trade. And so that way, like, you don't want to die very often in Team Deathmatch. The whole point of Team Deathmatch is to get as many kills without dying. And so you should always be trying to win every single trade. And you should be doing that anyways, but it's very important in Team Deathmatch because that's the whole goal. While in, like, games like Kill Confirmed or Objective games, as long as you complete the objective better than the enemy team, you win. But in Team Deathmatch, the objective is getting kills and not dying. So it's very important that you have the ADS time so you can win trades faster and they can't even hit you in time before you're already ADS on them and shooting them. So you'll see that I win most trades probably because I have Quickdraw. The reason I'm using Elo sight is because I think it's a little bit superior to red dot sight in the fact that it takes up less screen space and it's a little bit more clean. So it's really good for that, but it does have the few penalties of it's not as clear on maps that are snowy or have orange backgrounds simply because you can't change the color of the reticle, and it's also a little bit harder to frame where the sight is sometimes if you're not used to using less frame sights. Simply because you can't, really tell where the middle is, especially if there's an EMP or power core on me. You can't really figure out where the side is sometimes because it's not framed. So that's the only really penalty to it, so that's why I think people use Elo a little bit more, is simply because it's a cleaner sight that takes up less screen space. That care package falling just sucks, that's unfortunate. The reason I'm using Suppressor is also because it suits my playstyle and the fact that I can skirt around the map and people don't really know where I am. Like this guy, like if I didn't have a Suppressor, he would have immediately known I was behind him. Not behind him, but below him. And that's not good for me. I still end up losing the trade because I followed him like an idiot. But the point being that it suits my playstyle and the fact that I can follow people around, they won't know I'm behind them unless they're communicating very well. I'm not using any equipment this match, simply because I don't have scavenger, and it's Team Deathmatch, so there's no point in having equipment, because I'm not going to die very often, so my equipment's not going to refresh, so it's kind of a waste of perk slots, because I'm only going to be able to use it like 2 or 3 times, and it's gone. So there's no point in using that at all. The reason I'm using the Kuda is because it has a very fast ADS time, it has a very quick time to kill, and it's very accurate at medium to long ranges, even. And you can shoot very far. There's no situation where the Kuda really isn't good unless it's extreme ranges that are only sniper rifle ranges exclusive. It's almost as good as in range as an assault rifle, so you should almost always be using the Kuda or something similar to it. I think it's a vastly underrated submachine gun. I think it's very good in every situation. So that's why I'm using that. I'm using Overdrive on this map, the specialist, because it charges very fast. It has a 2 minute and 38 second, or sorry, 2 minute 18 second charge time, barring any kills or anything that will boost it in Team Deathmatch game modes. I don't know what the variant is for search, not just search, but any objective game mode, because it switches based on the game mode. But it's usually a flat increase and decrease, not a percentage. So it might be like 2 minutes and 60, or 2 minutes and 58 seconds or something, 40-second increase, things like that. I'm not quite sure, but it helps you get across the map faster. It's just my playstyle, skirting on the map and going to the other spawn before they flip or as they flip. So that way, see, like that guy, if I wasn't gun-hoeing it so much and I'd actually just slow down a little, he wouldn't have known I was there already. So that's like really helpful when spawns flip, that you can be on top of them before they even have a chance to react to you, simply because you're so fast. No one's expecting that from Overdrive. So Overdrive is a very, very good class on all maps. And in any game mode, it's good. The only game mode it's not super good in is Search and Destroy, but it's still very good because you can, again, get the jump on enemies before they're even expecting you to be there. So Overdrive is a very, very good specialist, and if you use it, that's fine. This map is very balanced in the fact that it has 3 lanes, but they break into 3 or 4 different ways to get to every lane, so you're never, like, trying to figure out where people are as often because you can't get to them. It's a very fast map, fast-paced, because you can get everywhere very fast, and I really do like Evac. I think it's a very balanced map. The only issue I have with it is sometimes in hardpoint, in domination, the spots where the capture points aren't very good, and I think they could be adjusted a bit better, but that's not super relevant to Team Deathmatch. For now, I'm going to talk about the rest of my gameplay now, kind of talk about, like, how I play, a bit more in depth about my play style. So you'll see that when I play, it's very obvious that I stay very close to corners, and the reason I do that is so that way I have the most maximum distance to cover, while also having the best sight lines to see where people are. So you'll see when I move, I'm very close to the cover, and I always consistently do that out of habit, so that way people just can't shoot me as often. You'll also see that how I move is very fast, but I still check my corners. You'll see I scan things, and I kind of have a good general map awareness. You'll see here, like, when I go around this corner here, I'll still scan, like, I'll still look there, but I won't, like, really spend time aiming there, because I'm not going to pre-aim if no one's there, but I'll have the screen adjusted so I can pre-aim. And pre-aiming is when you aim somewhere, or quick aiming is when you aim somewhere before, even if no one's there, so if someone is there, your sight's already on them, even if they're not normally there, because they are normally there, people are. But they might not necessarily be, but if your sights are there already, you have the advantage of already having your sights up, even though it's not necessarily necessary. But I don't really like to completely pre-aim, because that means that if someone isn't there and they're in the other corner because they're expecting you to pre-aim there, then they can shoot you very quickly, and you'll be the disadvantage because you're already aimed and you have to snap your weapon to the next target. So in general, that's kind of like how I play. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the description or the comments below. If you need to contact me, you can email me at plus100gaming@gmail.com or on our website, plus100gaming.com. Thank you, and have a great day. This is Seismicgear, signing out.
Threat neutralized.
CDP, all objectives secured. Great job.
We kicked some serious